Chapter 2 Lesson 12 The young man showered himself with the ladies daily. Oh, how sweet this life seemed, but how sour its effects were. He felt hollow, as if he wasn't true to something. And then, a voice swelled up inside him. Voice: Pestilence! You cannot keep me caged forever! What are you, cruel voice? Your words like daggers in my heart. Voice: Then you are not valiant, for you fear the pointed tip like a soft worm. I am you, your inner self, your own imagination, and, if you like, soul. By caging me, your successes with women will spike with increasing frustration. What? You are the one that is spreading this emptiness through my body like a virus? Voice: You craven, dismal, dreaming miscreant. You know you are now getting what you desired. Women. So why are you so unhappy? Oh, voice, most cruel and foul. You are the rudeliest welcome to this world. My answer is, because I haven't found the right one. Voice: No, you wimpled, beef-witted wagtail. You have divided your emotions from yourself, your imagination from reality, your true personality from the universe. But I had to change because I wasn't getting the women. Voice: And you failed because by keeping me caged, you limit yourself. I act only in accordance to what women want. Voice: But women want you to live in your own world, to stop bending over to be spanked, and not in the good way. A willy-billy translating into a tampon that every woman uses for her needs, emotional, physical, social, etc. You are the equivalent of the woman doing whatever to please the men. Yes, the girl that is the smokehouse where every man does place his meat. You are the magical tampon where every woman does place in her. Oh, you are a crusty botch of nature. All the things women want: confidence, humor, spontaneous, fun. These are all qualities of a man living out his imagination. Embrace your dreams. Stop trying to be perfect in woman's eyes, for you'll wrong the truest commandment with sexuality. Do not bore women, and unite dream and day. Goodly youth, you have gotten a letter. The youth was excited. A letter? For me? He hurried to rip it open. Who is it from? Read. And the youth did. He looked at Pook. The address says the letter came from Womaniverse. Indeed! Like a heaven over us, the ladies in Womaniverse watch us over. Yes, they always notice you. They look at your life and reward the men of the world with the feminine element. But not all men get the same type. Oh no, some get virgin material while the fools get common ore. What else can you tell me of this feminine element? It is highly relaxing, very ornamental in sports cars, explodes and freezes for no reason, and reacts well to gold, platinum, or any of the precious metals. It also turns green when placed near superior specimens. What are you saying, Pook? That how we are the rock in their world? That they are the rock, an element of ballast for us in this universe? Oh, silly youth. These thoughts are too feathery and fluff at nothingness in your dimension. Don't think of it, only read the letter. Do the women write to us men often? Rarely. Usually women speak in womanese, so we men don't hear anything anyway. But being a dutiful Pook, an emissary myself, I have translated the letter to masculine terms. Thank heavens! Now I see why it's in 19th century style. Just read the letter. The youth held up the letter and read, quote,
Dear sir, do not be ungrateful to the women. They surprised you, perhaps shocked you, but they also prepared unexpected triumphs for you as author. Among these successes will be the control and direction you place on your own life and destiny. But alas, this will not be the fate for most. Indeed, for many of you, you remove one kingly focus only to place another error in its place. Instead of abolishing the throne, you just throw new systems and techniques on it. This is the cycle of chumpdom. Yet there is good reason to say that the ways of nature are as infallible as they are inscrutable. For if you will just grant us a moment, what we shall very soon try to demonstrate through our messenger, Monsieur Lapook, we will show you a revolutionary revolution. The throne that kept controlling your life in some way, in some fashion, will finally be shattered, no matter what system you place on it. Your fellow nobles, all ambitious with dagger eyes, will try to place themselves on this throne of your world to get you to live in their world. They will crown themselves with your dreams and say, "Look at me. I am the object and axis of your world. My whims become your laws. What you enjoy today, including your tastes in food, women, and cars, will be dictated by me. I alone will frame the world you live." Oh, you pitiful youth. There you go, bowing down, letting people control you. But locked within you is a Promethean fire just waiting to unleash phoenix-like, a sexual combustion of soul and desire whose ingredients of dreams and thoughts lay ready and abundant within you. All you must do is combine these ingredients. Combine your thought and action, your dream and day, and watch that throne be swept away.
Oh, Pook, how strange these women be. Indeed, one of the biggest surprises of my transformations into Don Juan was not that the older women noticing the difference. No, it was that they said, "It is like you have grown up." Why did they say that, Pook? Because it was the truth. Why do you let people mold and shape your life? Your life is going in circles because you cannot tear yourself from your loser friends or stupid entertainment. Keep reading the letter. Quote,
The difference between a Don Juan and a chump is the difference between a man and a child. Make no mistake, the Don Juan world and the chump world are as different as heaven is to hell. You see, sir, there was a time when this was known. Men strived and created a world of their own. They took what they wanted and asked questions later. They had designs on what they wanted to do in life and how to get there. What we women despise the most is the broken male. It is the drifter, the nice guy, the chump who, when the focus of your energies is misplaced, production and energy are wasted and undone. Years of your life can pass by in this tragic manner. Or worse, when the focus becomes seen as something that it is not, the male becomes the nice guy, just as a dog becomes a sheepdog, provided nature does not guide it to freedom. The life of a man is not to be coddled and guided. All men are called to be leaders. Even if it is not to guide other men, you are meant to guide your own household, protect it, and keep your wife and children from the paths of error, defending your fruits of nature from the locusts and storms of time.
The youth put down the letter. How odd and strange this note is. Pook smiled. If one day you actually get the chance to enter Womaniverse, you'll be even more amazed. And the key to get to Womaniverse? Is to unite your dream and day. It is the only way. Lesson 13. Alas! Whenever the young man approached a woman, 1,000 Don Juan philosophies came to thwart his peace. All these ideas clogged his action. Then he remembered how awesome he was with women when he was a little kid. He was always the Don Juan of the sandbox. He wondered, have women really changed? No, only in his mind. At heart, women are still little girls. So when he saw the luscious babe sitting there, he smiled and saw a bored little girl looking for fun. He would make fun of her, do physical action things with her, take her by the hand to lead her somewhere, and she thought he was the perfect guy. I understand now the source of cocky and funny? He smiled. Charm is treating women like little girls. This is the most sexist thing I have ever heard. You doubtful youth. You are a beanstalk cynic, a crusty philosopher. How can you argue so rudely against me? Look, when we were young, we all desired to grow up. Now, once grown up, we desire to be young again. Being poor, you trade your time and health for money, only to use that money for time and health. We have all passed through the world of a child. Are you saying that I ought to be childlike? Yes. Young kids, lacking the chemical madness curse that puberty brings us, are at perfect ease and treat the sexes appropriately. No young boys will say, whatever you want to do. Young boys run around. They do not sit and talk to the girl all night. Young boys have their cars, their trucks, their dangers and excitements. Now, compare the young boys' actions to those who are really successful with women. The youth was alarmed. They are identical. I always thought women were immature for going after these so-called jerks, bad boys and jocks. I see that in some ways they are immature, but they kept that joy of youth with them, whereas I had killed it. Youth? What do you do on a date? Why, I speak to her about philosophy, about literature, about the designs on the universe, about DNA, about world events, about... Stop! I can take no more. Come and drink from this fountain of youth." The youth did so. All those paper bullets of the brain ceased. "Now, all I want to do is do things and not talk. I want to run around. I want to have fun." And women go crazy over these types of guys. Some people are so scared of growing older that they become extremely aged in their youthful flesh. Now you will be the envy of every philosopher, scholar, thinker, and deep analyzer. You will be in the world they have no access to. Nothing has changed. The attitude you had towards girls when you were in the sandbox is exactly the attitude you need now. So live and think young. Lesson 14. AFC stands for Average Frustrated Chump. The young man had one problem left. He would be very successful with women, from one-night stands, from casual dating, from relationships, and so on. Yet, every now and then, he got that feeling of something bursting through his chest, like a creature popping out from Alien. The woman would talk to him. Blah, blah, blah. He felt it inside, a very sweet but gooish feeling. She would go on, blah, yappity, blah, blah, and he felt the sickly, warm feeling spread throughout his body. What was happening to him? Yappity yap, blah, blah, yappity, blah, yap, the girl continued, as he felt the feeling spread throughout his body, paralyzing him like a poison. Yeah, blah, blah, yeah, she went on, oblivious as he was collapsing from this sickness. The next day, he had this overwhelming urge to send her flowers, chocolate, and bad poetry. It was too much, and he gave in and sang,
"You are my life. I love nothing else so well as you. I will do anything for you."
Then she said,
"I think we should just be friends."
"Oh, that AFC disease rose up again in him. How does one smash it forever?" He smiled and realized, always have a backup chick. But Pook, perhaps this guy was falling in love. No, it was a false love. Come and see. Pook led the youth inside every man's heart. Inside the cavernous room, each surrounding wall depicted television screens with a graphic. What is this place? Every guy has a passion about different things. On that wall is his car's passion. We see many screens of different cars, all ones he loves. On that other wall, there is his food passion. We see screens of all his favorite foods. And if you come along here, you'll find the ambition wall where screens show all the things he wants to do. Now look at the women wall. Pook, there is only one picture on it. Yes, nature has designed us to love in a marriage way when there is only one picture on that wall. I can understand that, but where is the problem? The problem is that he is not married or engaged to her, so he is acting married to her when really they aren't dating, or just friends. Oh dear. Yes, when a guy decides to go dating and dates only one chick at a time, only one picture will appear on the wall. When there is only one, he is designed to think of her in a marriage way, so he starts becoming AFC with this girl he just talked to. So say if a guy is socially unskilled and has only one friend that is a girl, only that girl's picture will appear on the wall? And because of that, he will fall in love with his friend? Exactly. If there is only one fuck buddy, he will eventually want to date the girl, want to become exclusive with her, and turn into a total AFC. But if he has a backup chick, then another girl is on the wall as well. He can't act married if there is more than one girl up there. Thus, he stops becoming a latent AFC. But what if he has his interest in other things? Shouldn't he date only one girl then? No. Either go for many or go for none. If you go for one, you will become an AFC. Most guys are too lazy or too scared to go for multiple girls, so they remain AFCs and forever remain in the vicious cycle. Lesson 15. The young man had all the knowledge he could dream of about women and life. He stepped into the casino of life and approached the game. A man placed the dice, the new ones. The young man had been so busy forging in his mind into the young man's hands. Pook! I recognize the young man you speak of. It is you! Alas, I've only been telling you my own recollections with every lesson here. When I condemn the young man, I am only condemning myself. Let us continue. Pook looked onto the board and saw the squares of victory with their prizes. He shook the dice in his hand, knowing that it wasn't the victories earned that mattered. The zest of life is the rattle of dice in the cup, he said to himself. The games master asked, Monsieur Pook, how much are you willing to bet on the throw of your dice? Pook looked at his dice. They were the dice of talent, dreams, and endurance. He looked at his stack of chips, one color being whatever property, and things he had, another being his societal connections, including that of his family and friends, and the most treasured type of chip of one's most awesome resource, time. Pook told the games master, put it all on the table. The games master looked alarmed. But if you do that, you may lose all your property, all your society, and all your time, and thus your life. Are you willing to bet all that on your talent, dreams, and endurance? Everyone in the casino was looking at Pook now. Very, very few people bet at all. All on the table, Pook repeated, rattling the dice. Laughing, he rolled the bones and said, the greatest risk you can take in life is not to risk it all. You can be the smartest person in the world, the most talented, the most persistent, but you will never win in the world or with women unless you embrace the glory of risk. But Pook, I am scared of risk. What if I lose? Pook slapped the youth. You cannot lose. Everyone wants to define your life, to shape it to their ends. From politicians to your friends, everything is all right as long as you stay you. But if you break out of the mold, everyone, and I do mean everyone, will try to stop you. So how can we not lose? Just as on the battlefield, the valiant warrior losing in glorious battle is honorable, it is not the victory that defines the man, it is the fight. There are some people who somehow have this curse or bad luck and must eat an excrement sandwich every day. They win every time they struggle against that. So to risk is to fight. Then all this knowledge and insights are merely the sword, shield, armor, and weapons we fight with? And those who fight, unarmed, are more worthy than those who sit there completely clad with the finest of weapons. Yes, paradise, spoken slowly, is literally a pair of dice. Gamble what you have. For if you bury your talent and dreams to sit on it, you will receive the wrath of heaven. Unworthy servant will be screamed at you. But what if the situation itself seems impossible? What if all odds seem against you? What happens then? Pook, exhausted from this reality, began to vanish towards the Pook place where all Pooks come from. Just remember this. Opportunities are brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. The entire series is available on YouTube for free. But if you'd like to own a copy and support my work, you can purchase the 10-hour audio and PDF on Gumroad. The link is in the description.